All right, Joe, and at 60 months your payment will be 634 to 654. I need you to okay the term that works best for you and okay it right down there. We'll get your new Sorrento ready for delivery.
I cannot do that. I cannot okay that.
Payment?
Yes.
I understand. Everybody wants a lower payment. I don't blame you a bit. Other than the payment though, Joe, everything else is fine. Nothing else stops you from taking the new Sorrento home today, correct?
As far as I can tell, everything's okay.
Okay, Joe, look, I'm going to show you the payment in what I hope will be a little bit different light. You know, everybody knows that an automobile is a depreciating asset.
Of course.
As a matter of fact, according to KBB, which is Kelley Blue Book, or Edmunds.com, or the American Leasing Guide, they say that your vehicle at the end of 5 years will only be worth 42% of what the MSRP was. Okay, and by the way, Kia's got one of the better resale values among all the vehicles out there. If you were buying a Cadillac, Joe, it'd be about 30%, okay? Now, if you're buying a Ferrari, it'd be about 80%, but that's a whole different story. You know, everybody knows that, when they make a car payment of $654, and we'll use $654 just for example here, that $654 is coming out of their checking account, okay? What most people don't realize is that a portion of that $654 is going into a savings account with your name on it. Okay? Anyone ever showed you this before?
Negative.
Okay. Well, the MSRP on your vehicle is $26,589. Okay? I already told you what the experts say the vehicle will be worth as a percentage in 5 years. By the way, that percentage can go up. If you keep that car in top-notch condition, have all the services done in a timely fashion, keep all your service records, keep it waxed and clean and standing tall, it could be worth more than that. On the other hand, if you crash it and trash it, it could be worth less. This is just an average. So this will be, up to you as well. You got a responsibility here. But do me a favor, take 26,589 and multiply that times 42%.
Tell me those numbers again.
26,589 multiplied by 42%.
Looks like $11,167.38.
$11,167, and we'll drop the cents, okay?
Okay.
Here's the way this works. You're going to make your $654 a month payment, and on that 60th time you write that check and you send it to the lender. About 2 to 3 weeks later, what's going to come back to you will be a piece of paper that says State of Georgia Vehicle Title. Okay?
Sure.
It's going to have your name right there. And down here where they have liens, there's going to be nothing, because you own that vehicle outright. This title is just like a share of stock. You can trade it, you can sell it, you can borrow against it. But it's got value. As a matter of fact, the value in this instance is $11,167. Okay? Now, if we take that $11,167, punch that in for me real quick if you will.
Okay.
11167.
Okay.
Divided by 60, which is the number of payments you'll make.
Right.
What's that equal?
$186.12 cents.
We'll just round it to 186. $186 of every single payment you make is going into a savings account that'll come back to you in the form of a free and clear title. Okay? So if we take the 654, punch 654 in, subtract 186,
468.
that's your net payment, Joe. Okay? I need you to okay that right down there.
I'm not really quite sure exactly what you're saying, Steve.
Okay, not a problem. This is a savings vehicle. Any financial advisor worth his salt or her salt will tell you, and you may have heard this on the radio or on TV or maybe your own personal financial advisor, they tell you that if you want to save money, you got to pay yourself first.
Sure.
Okay? If you wait till the end of the month, usually there's nothing left. Well, by making this car payment of $654, you're saving $186 every time you do it, which makes your net $468. To put it another way, divide $468 by 30.
$1,560.
You're only going to pay $15.60 a day to drive that Sorento for 5 years. After that, you don't pay anything because you own it free and clear. Now, to put that in proper perspective, if you went down to Hartsfield Airport, went up to the Hertz or the Avis counter and said, hey, I want to try out a Sorento for a day, how much do you think they charge you?
$80.
60, 70, 80 bucks by the time they tack all the fees on. It could be 90 or 100. And it also depends on the season. You drive it for $15.60. Joe, tell me, driving a Sorento for $15.60 is worth every penny by okaying that right down there.
Yeah, it's all fine and dandy, but I could have left that money in an interest-bearing account.
Okay, understand. It will not be in an interest-bearing account unless, again, you take great care of the car. The used car market goes up. It's not a given, but
Right.
it could be. But right now, an interest-bearing account gets you what, about a 0.5%? It doesn't get you much, does it? I tell you what, there's another little added bonus in here for you. Take the 11167, multiply it by 7%.
$781.69.
Now, I can't give you a fund that's paying 7% right now. But the reason I use 7% is because in 5 years, the tax on a vehicle, when you purchase one, is going to be 7%. It just goes, in fact, it's going to go up to 7% next year. So when you trade this vehicle in, you're going to get a tax credit of an additional $782 on top of the $11,167. Okay? So divide 782 by 60.
$13.
So another $13 on top of the 186, which takes it up to 199, is what you're going to be saving every time you make the $654 a month payment. Go ahead and put a check mark right there and okay that right there.
You are smooth, Steve. I guess I have to sign away.
Okay, by the way, have I told a single lie here?
No.
What percentage of the customers do you think ever look at a car payment like that?
None.
That would be zero. I'd never looked at a car payment like that until the Harley guy. And the reason, and it's highly effective with the Harley Davidson because those things 5 years down the road are worth about 70% of what they paid for them brand new. They hold their value like nothing I've ever seen before. Okay, so again, you got to get the concept. The concept is easy. Part of every car payment someone makes is savings. Okay? The math. You got to be able to do the math. You got to be able to tell stories. Go to Hartsfield Airport. Go to Hertz. Rent a Sorento. What are you going to pay? If they don't know, tell them. Because a lot of people probably haven't rented cars before. If they say $30, don't argue with them. Say, if you can find one for $30, that's a heck of a deal, but it's still twice as much as you're going to pay to drive your car. And again, I try to close here the first time. Actually, I try to close, he objects. I go through here, I try to close for a second time. He says no. I try to close for a third time. He says no. I try to close for a fourth time. If he says no, what am I going to do? Weep like a little child? No. I'm going to go back to the sales desk and say, boss, I just did a job on that son of a bitch nobody else in Atlanta could have done, and he still ain't biting at $654. What's next? I mean, you know, look, what I do doesn't work every time. I'm really good at this. I can't get it to work every time when I'm in front of a real live customer. They tell me to shove it up my ass more times than I care to remember. But every time I'm doing it, I'm telling the truth, I'm keeping them engaged, and I'm raising where they will, what they will pay me. Okay? If the guy was stuck at $550, by the time I get done, I've got him up to $6 or $610 or $615. You know, I'm going to do whatever it takes. My management team, wherever I'm working, not this Saturday, next Saturday, I'm working here. Okay, you can watch me do this stuff. You can watch me get kicked in the balls. All right, it doesn't bother me anymore. I mean, I've got no feelings left. I've been in this business for so long, I'm numb. Okay, you can't insult me. All right, but all I'm trying to do is get closer and closer to get them to pay me what we deserve for these cars. Okay, Stephanie, you've not heard me say this, but I think every car salesman I know, not everyone, most of them are underpaid. This is a hard job. The law of economics says if it's an easy job, you shouldn't make much money. If it's a hard job, you should make a lot of money. What's this job? It's hard. Hours, nights, weekends. Consumers hate you.